Number 10, Reborn Rich. Having started from the bottom and worked his way to the top, Hyunwoo finds himself betrayed by the royal family of Sanyang Group, the largest corporation in South Korea, after providing 13 years of dedicated service. Just when he thinks all his efforts have been made in vain and prepares to embrace his death, he suddenly wakes up in the body of Do Jun-jin, the youngest grandson to the founder and CEO of Sonyang, having traveled back in time. Having been granted the second chance, Yevo begins to lay the foundation for his revenge against his evil relatives. The webtoon currently has 52 chapters and also a K-drama by the same name, which I'm currently watching, and while there are some notable differences between the webtoon and the series, they're both still great and definitely worth the watch. Number 9, Sweet Home. After an unexpected family tragedy, a reclusive high school student is forced to leave his home, only to face something much scarier, a reality where monsters are trying to wipe out humanity. Now he must fight alongside a handful of reluctant heroes to try and save the world before it's too late. And let me tell you, this description is way too optimistic than the webtoon actually is. Like, it's this series is like a goddamn tragedy. Like, I cried my heart out by reading this. The ending is just so heart-wrenching that I have no words, honestly. But well, there is a Netflix adaptation of this webtoon, and it's also getting a second season for which the trailer dropped like really recently, I think. So maybe the second season of the series will be more hopeful and will actually show us the saving the world part and not just the everyone is dying part. Number 8, Spirit Fingers. What do you do if you're going on 18, totally awkward and lacking in self confidence? You could just sit in your room all day and night and study and wonder why you never get asked out. Or if you're Amy Song, you could join up with the Spirit Fingers, the strangest, hippiest, coolest, yet most welcoming art club ever. But as Amy is about to learn, discovering your true colors is more about than just painting. So I think this webtoon is just so wholesome. Amy, our main protagonist, is just really realistic and also very relatable, and I love her relationship with all the other characters. And I think her relationship with her family is also very well like Number 7, I'm the Grim Reaper. On Earth, there are bad people, and then there are really bad people. If you're one of the latter, you don't just get sent to hell, you get sent to hell and get assigned a job collecting the souls of some of the worst people on Earth. Such is the career path of a young woman named Scarlet, who dies and is delivered down to the fiery underworld, only to find herself in an entry level position as the Grim Reaper. Number 6, the greatest estate developer. When civil engineering student Suka Kim falls asleep reading a fantasy novel, he wakes up as a character in the book. Suho is now in the body of Lloyd Frontera, a lazy noble who loves a drink and whose family is in a mountain of debt. Using his engineering knowledge, Suho designs inventions to avert a terrible future that lies in wait for him. With the help of a giant hamster, a knight, and the world's magic, can Suho dig his new family out of death and build a better future. This webtoon has great characters, amazing world building, and is also just bloody hilarious. Number 5, Weak Hero. Once the bullies target you, it's game over. The school is run by tyrants whose favorite hobby is tormenting the weakest kids in class. But then Gray arrived. This mysterious new student threatens to dismantle the established order. He may be small in stature, but his calculative and brutal fighting leaves unsuspecting opponents lying on the floor begging for mercy. Now the school's toughest bullies have to scramble to take down this new and unusual hero. Number 4, Muted. On the full moon of her 21st year, the young witch Camille Severin is expected to perform the traditional ritual to summon forth a winged demon for her family's success and prosperity. But when the ritual goes wrong, it reveals the terrifying truths about herself and the secrets that threaten to tear her family apart. Number 3. Odd Girl Out. After a successful winter break makeover, Nari is finally ready for her high school debut. But somehow, she ends up friends with the three prettiest girls in school. Follow Nari as she tries to navigate her brand new high school life surrounded by beauties. Number 2. Omniscient Reader. Dokya was an average office worker whose sole interest was reading his favorite web novel, Three Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. But when the novel suddenly becomes reality, he's the only person who knows that the world will end. Armed with this realization, Dokya uses his understanding to change the course of the story and the world as he knows it. Number 1. Rebirth. What would you do if you were given a second chance to turn back time and relive your past? Would you do what you did back then for fear of the butterfly effect, or would you take a different course of action and let the future speak for itself? This is currently my favorite webtoon of all time, and while there is a zombie apocalypse happening in the webtoon, something that makes it stand out to me so much is the complicated relationship between our main characters, the father and son, and their path to trying to mend their broken relationship.